FuseFM.co.uk.
I believe you've done some TV work over the summer, over in the classy Magaluf. How? Tell us about that.
Well, it's a show about young Brits abroad, basically, and it was just following a few people around on their holidays, 3 different groups of people, how they react to the holiday, why they do it, you know, if they're enjoying it, whatever, what do they do, what do they get up to. It's just just a documentary, really, but it should be quite interesting because they were pretty much my age anyway, so it was just basically me observing it all, not getting drunk and filming it, which at times was not fun because watching people have a nice night out is not that fun when you're behind the camera or they're trying to get your shirt off and you're like, no, we're trying to film here. So no, it was really good. That's in November, so I don't know what it'll look like. I do enjoy doing a bit of TV, but I would never leave it for radio. No. This is my love, and I do enjoy very much the TV stuff, and it can only help the profile raising and sort of awareness and things like that. But it's another string to my bow, which is how I see it. And I've done a couple of other bits for a show called Cash Mob, all on BBC. That's a young person's money show, so they will be quite interesting to see how they go.
Cool. You've been on Switch as well, I believe, with Annie Mac, wasn't it? It was a while ago.
Yeah, well, that was weird. I was supposed to be a guest. I was supposed to be a last-minute guest on that show, okay? And then it turned out that Grimy was ill, and then they went, "Do you want to present it?" And, well, I've not really presented a television show before. They went, "Oh, you'll be fine." And so I just sat there and presented this show somehow. I think it was fine. Yeah. It wasn't horrendous to watch back. It was fine. But then I later found out that only 90,000 people watch it. So
nothing. It's no one.
Well, yeah, I know.
We get that on Fuse sometimes.
If you think about that, 2.5 million people listen to my show every day. Yeah. So it's not as.
How does it feel broadcasting to 2.5 million people?
When you think of it like that, and if you did think of it like that, you'd go a bit mad, I think. Yeah. But. It's great. I love it. It's brilliant because you go to just random parts of the UK, like I was in Swansea at the weekend, and you kind of realise how many people listen to Radio 1 and how wide-reaching it is. You go to Swansea and then someone will go to you, "Hey, welcome along." I go, "Oh God, you really do listen to Radio 1 and you really can hear it everywhere." So that's the best thing about it, I think. Yeah. People quoting stuff back to you and then going, "Oh yeah, I heard you did with the Ricky Gervais or whatever it was." So yeah, that's fun.
You've been doing a lot of fresher stuff over the last few weeks. Yeah. Have you enjoyed going back to the unis?
I've loved it. It's been really good. It's only just begun. I've got pretty much every weekend now until November. I've got one tonight in Essex, actually, Essex University. Ironically, Edith just pulled out of a gig, so they asked me to do it. Ooh. So
you really are Edith's replacement now.
Yeah, exactly. So I said yes, obviously. Going back to Essex, which would be nice. But no, they're great fun. It's just really funny. They're really funny nights out. And everyone seems to be really nice. And
what would you say your favourite uni's been? Who are the most wild? Bear in mind, Manchester student.
I haven't been to Manchester. Cardiff was amazing the other day. Yeah? It was ridiculous. It was absolutely full. It was a beach party. It was a Wednesday night. I went up there, I thought, oh, this is not going to be very good on a Wednesday. No one's going to bother coming out. It's a bit cold, the rest of it. Yeah. But it was kind of their first or second night of freshers, so it was absolutely rammed. It was just a great night. I did 2 encores. Yeah. Take That, Greatest Day, followed by Take That, Never Forget.
Classic. You've always got to end up with Never Forget.
Always. Yeah. And that's what you can expect from the Greg James live extravaganza.
Do you have just a set songs that you play?
No. Sometimes I do mix the order around. Oh, yeah.
So instead of Kaiser Chiefs Killers, it's like Killers Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah. Or Killers feature heads Kaiser Chiefs.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I always take that.
we always start with Black Eyed Peas. I Got a Feeling.
Nice.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. An ironic kind of gesture, and then it always ends up with Take That. So the path begins at Black Eyed Peas, and we always end up at the bottom of the garden with Take That.
In the middle. Yeah. Have you got any plans to come up to Manchester at any point soon?
I would love to. If you're Ents managers listening,
definitely come up. Yeah. Just come.
I don't think I'm going to Manchester. I'm going to Liverpool. I'm going to Birmingham. But Manchester's not been
about Manchester.
Yeah, it's not been penciled in.
Definitely get it penciled in. Definitely get it. I can sort you out some places. I'm a big dog up there, so I can get it.
Look at this equipment you've got. Yeah. I can tell.
We stole it straight from the 80s.
This is not Tin Pot. No.
You should see our studio.
But if that's anything to go by, this microphone, then I can only imagine, like NASA probably.
It's actually got to the stage now where NASA are asking us what equipment we're using.
Do you go back to all these uni places? Does a part of you sort of miss uni, like the lifestyle, the getting up at 11 and not doing much all day?
A little bit, but I enjoyed it while I did it. And I think 3 years of that is enough for anyone. I've got mates who are still doing it. I've just finished their masters because they couldn't leave. They were gripping onto it so much. I loved it. It was great 3 years, and it's quite nice to go back. And I just stand on the decks and I'm like, just start smiling because I go, oh, I was only here not that long ago. Yeah. What's going on here? But it does get a bit. I do get a bit mad sometimes. I think about it, but it's just great fun. Really good.
Yeah. A lot of student DJs are going to be listening and reading to this. What advice could you give to them? I know you get asked a lot, but what advice could you give them to sort of to further their career?
Get as much experience as you can. That sounds like an obvious answer, but it's so important to know as much as you can about the industry. Work on different radio stations, whether it be BBC local ones or local commercial station or a community station or student radio, whatever, hospital radio, whatever. It's just important to get as many air miles under your belt and know as many people as you can and kind of network and talk to people, but in a non-annoying way, but pester people without being a pest, if you know what I mean. You know, just be keen, enthusiastic, and work for free, and be willing to do all that kind of business and travel across the country off your own back and be lonely for a couple of weeks in a bed and breakfast in Newcastle or whatever it might be. Then I think anything you can do to get it is what you should do.
You've handed over to Chris Moyles, now you're handing over to Scott Mills. You know what it's like handing over to big names. What advice can you give to Fern Cotton? Now she's handing over to Greg James. She's going to be nervous, Greg. You know that. She's going to be very nervous.
Yeah, don't blame her. She needs to hit her junctions. If she doesn't hit that 12:45, then if she doesn't hit her 12:45 Newsbeat junction, it throws the rest of my show out.
Right.
Yeah, because if I'm 3 minutes late for the news, then I'm 3 minutes late starting at 1. If it's 1:03, forget it.
Game over.
Game over. It's going to be a bad show. Fern's lovely. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. It's not a bad co-worker to have, is it? Sitting next to you in the office. It is like a normal office. And you come in, you go, this is nice. And Fern Cotton's sitting next to you. Yeah. I think that's quite fun.
Do you have quite a lot of banter with Fern, or is it?
No, she's really nice. Yeah, we get on really, really well. She's very, very nice. Probably don't see it as much as we'd like, as each other is like, because we're on at different times, obviously. But no, she's really nice. Very, very friendly.
Cool. Who would you say your best friend DJ is?
My best friend? Oh, friends. Radio friends. My best radio friend? Dunno, really. Scott was brilliant when I first started, and we get on really well. So I'd probably say Scott, to be honest. He was really helpful when I first started, because he'd been there on Early Breakfast, as a bloke, like I am, and had done all that kind of business and was similar age that I was when he started. So yeah, I'd say him.
Well, thank you very much, Greg James. It has been a pleasure.
Cool. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
FuseFM.co.uk